Today we're going to multiply and divide fractions. Multiplying fractions is the easiest operation with fractions. It's the easiest because you do not have to worry about a common denominator. So here we have some fractions. 3/5 times 4/6. All you have to do is multiply straight across. You multiply the numerators and you multiply the denominators. So in this case it'll be 3 times 4 equals 12. 5 times 6 equals 30. So our new fraction, the answer is 12/30. 12 over 30. Remember, to reduce to lowest terms, we're going to ask ourselves, is there a number that goes into the numerator and the denominator, the same number, evenly? And in fact, 6 will go into 12 2 times, and 6 will go into 30 5 times. So we look at the top and the bottom of our new fraction and we say to ourselves, is there a number, the same number besides 1, that will go evenly into the numerator, the top, and the denominator, the bottom? And in this case there is not, because both 2 and 5 are prime numbers. So 2/5 is our lowest terms. By 3/5. Now you just have to memorize one step and then you turn it into the easiest problem, multiplication. So the first term, 2/4, stays the same. The second term you're going to flip it and multiply. Now it becomes a multiplication problem, which is the easiest fraction problem. So our new multiplication problem after we flip that second term is 2/4 times 5/3. So remember, we're going to go straight across. 2 times 5 is 10. 4 times 3 is 12. So our new answer is 10/12. And we have to ask ourselves, is there a number that goes into the numerator, top, denominator, bottom, the same number? And in fact 2 will go into 10 5 times, and 2, the same number, will go into 12 6 times. We look at our new fraction and we ask ourselves once again, is there a number besides 1 that will go into both the top and the bottom? And there is not. The fraction of 5/6 is indeed in lowest terms. And you are done. That's all there is to it. Multiplying fractions is very easy. You just multiply straight across. Dividing fractions, you do have to remember to flip the second term and then multiply. But now I'm going to explain to you a more academic way of saying the same thing that we just learned. And this is important to understand the academic language, because you may come across a book that explains it differently than we just did, or perhaps in a test they may ask you differently. So all you have to do is remember to flip it and multiply. But when we're talking about dividing, sometimes a book or a test will talk about the reciprocal. Reciprocal is when you take a fraction and you multiply it by its reciprocal, and then it will give you the product of 1. So they may give you a definition in a book that to divide fractions you take the reciprocal and you multiply. And you might say, what's a reciprocal? Well, now you know. So let's give you some examples. So we have the fraction 1/2. The reciprocal of 1/2, it's kind of like just remembering the opposite or flipping it. So it would be 2 over 1. And the definition is that when you multiply these two fractions, you will get a product of 1. So let's look at it. So 1 times 2 is 2, and 2 times 1 is 2. So your new fraction is 2 over 2. Now remember, a fraction is a division problem all by itself. We talked about that before. So you look at this fraction, 2 divided by 2 equals 1. That's the definition of a reciprocal. Now you might ask yourself, what about a whole number? Let's look at a whole number. Number 4. That's a whole number. It's not a fraction, right? But yes, it is. It is a fraction because it has an invisible 1 in its denominator. Remember, a fraction is a division problem all by itself, so when you see a whole number, there's an invisible 1 in the denominator because 4 divided by 1 is 4. So the reciprocal of the whole number, you just have to remember that there's that invisible 1, so the reciprocal of 4 over 1 will be 1/4. We multiply the two of those. 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times